Secrets of Coins, revealing the rare coins in history, disclosed.
Stop scrolling. If you've got a 1962 Jefferson Nickel lying around, it might be time to check it closely. Because while most are worth just a few cents, some rare examples from this year have sold for more than $12,000 at auction. Support our effort. Subscribe, like, and share so we can bring you more videos like this. The 1962 Jefferson Nickel is a mid-century classic, struck when America was on the edge of a new decade, the space race, rock and roll, and a booming post-war economy. On the obverse, you'll find Thomas Jefferson's familiar portrait, designed by Felix Schlag, facing left with his dignified expression. The reverse shows Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, an architectural beauty that became the hallmark of the Jefferson Nickel series since 1938. Two mints produced this coin: Philadelphia, which struck coins with no mint mark, and Denver, with a small d on the reverse beside Monticello. While hundreds of millions were made, over 97 million in Philadelphia and more than 280 million in Denver, pristine examples and full steps varieties are where the real value lies. In circulation, a 1962 Jefferson Nickel is worth face value, maybe 10 or 15 cents in better condition. But uncirculated examples start to stand out. A Mint State 65 coin can fetch $25 to $40, while MS 66 examples jump to $75 to $150. The true treasures, though, are those elusive full steps nickels, where all the lines on Monticello's staircase are clearly defined and unbroken. These can command impressive prices, with some certified MS-67 full steps coins selling for over $3,000 and the rarest ones breaking the $10,000 mark. The reason these full steps coins are so valuable is because the 1962 nickels were often struck with worn dies. That meant weak details, especially on the lower steps of Monticello. So, when a coin appears with perfect, sharp steps, it represents both an anomaly and an accomplishment of minting precision. Collectors know how rare that is, and they're willing to pay big money for it. Now let's talk about errors. 1962 Jefferson Nickels are known for a few fascinating ones. One is the double die obverse, where you can see slight doubling on Liberty or In God We Trust. Depending on the grade, these can fetch anywhere from $75 to $250. There are also off-center strikes, where part of the design is missing, which range from $50 to $150 depending on the visibility of the date. And if you come across a clipped planchet, where a small arc of metal is missing, that could be worth $25 to $100. Grading makes all the difference. A worn coin might not get attention, but a crisp, fully struck coin with natural luster can multiply in value. Collectors focus on three key things: strike quality, surface preservation, and luster. A 1962 nickel in MS-64 or MS-65 is already collectible, but when you reach MS-66 or better, especially with full steps, that's where real money enters the picture. In fact, one 1962 Jefferson Nickel graded MS-67 full steps by PCGS sold for $12,650. Yes, that's over $12,000 for a coin most people would overlook. The 1962 nickel also represents an era of change. The U.S. Mint was perfecting production processes before the silver coinage transition in 1965. These nickels, made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, stayed true to their metal composition, but the sharpness of strikes varied dramatically, which is why perfect coins from this year are so hard to find. Where can you find one today? Start with your own loose change, old jars, or inherited collections. Many people still have nickels from the 1950s and 60s tucked away, not realizing their potential value. Check garage sales, flea markets, antique shops, and even online coin rolls. Sometimes, these overlooked nickels show up in bank-wrapped rolls just waiting to be rediscovered. When it's time to sell, know where to go. Common 1962 nickels can be sold in bulk or on eBay, but rare or high-grade coins should be professionally graded and sold through top-tier auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stax Bowers, or Great Collections. Coins with full steps designations or high mint state grades perform exceptionally well at these venues because serious collectors watch those sales closely. Owning a 1962 Jefferson nickel isn't just about money. It's about holding a piece of American history, a small metal portrait of Jefferson's legacy and mid-century minting art. These coins have survived decades of circulation, recessions, and inflation. Every scratch, shine, or mint mark tells a story about where it's been and how it endured. So, if you find a 1962 Jefferson nickel, don't rush to spend it. Hold it up to the light. Look closely at Monticello. Can you see all 6 steps? Is the strike clean and sharp? If so, you might just be holding something special. Something worth far more than 5 cents. Coins like this remind us that treasures don't always glitter like gold. Sometimes, they hide in plain sight, in your pocket, in your drawers, or among the coins your grandparents saved for decades. Support our effort. Subscribe, like, and share so we can bring you more videos like this.